Can you tell us who are you truly?
Who am I? I'm I'm honestly everything. I'm I'm all the clairs. I'm a medium. I'm a psychic. I'm I'm a empath. I'm a healer. I'm honestly everything. Some people view me. I'm also a shaman. Some people view me as a brujo, a mago, a spiritualist. Some people can't pinpoint what I am because honestly I'm everything. And but my true title is El Elegido, not A Elegido, El Elegido.
How did you become you?
How did I become me? I honestly, it kind of just happened. I was born as me. Like it's not something that you can become like me. It's more of like I was born. I was born to be what I am, and honestly, like how I became and I followed this path is I had a spiritual awakening a long time ago. I was 22 years old when it happened, and that story in itself is a really long story. The devil approaches me 2 days later. Then a lot of things happen, and then at the end of everything that was happening, God appears to me in real life, not in a dream or in my head. It was in real life, and He explained everything to me, and it kind of set me on this path. Although the angels were the ones who told me that I was going to predict for the rest of my life.
So you say that you're also a chaman. Did you have to die to become a chaman?
Yes, I do say that I'm a shaman, and yes, there's a lot of there's a lot of documentaries and stories that were written about shamans, chamanes, that when it comes to like where they say like when it comes to like becoming a shaman, a lot of them say that you have to go through something tragic, either be in a coma, get hit by a lightning bolt, or like have some sort of tragic event, and that actually didn't happen to me. It never had to happen to me. it, I think it goes hand in hand with the title of what I am and who I am, that it was kind of just revealed to me to go hand in hand with who I am, honestly.
What does it mean to be el elegido?
What does it mean to be el elegido? Recently, I actually recently discovered what it truly meant. Um, and basically, what it means to be el elegido is you're really honestly the son of God. But it's much more than just that. It's it's not only God Almighty. In other religions and other beliefs, there's beings who are also known as gods, and it also means that all of them chose me, to tell you the truth. It means that they're all with me, whether they're in my culture or not. They all chose me. It's basically what it means to be el elegido.
So the devil approached you 2 days later after your spiritual awakening. Was it in a dream or in real life?
Yes, the devil did approach me 2 days after my spiritual awakening. And why did he approach me? At that point, I didn't know who I was. Apparently, he's known since I was born who I was. And in that interaction, you're going to ask me, was it in person? Was it in a dream? Was it spiritual? It was in person. And it was the scariest thing of my life that I've ever experienced. And to this day, I'll never forget that first encounter with him in that way, because I've been fighting off the devil for a long time now, for years now, because he's been trying to destroy me because of who I am. And that I'll never forget it. But it was in person.
And are you scared that something could happen?
Am I scared? No, no, I'm not scared. Yeah, that situation was very scary because I talking about that experience is he approached me first, and the crazy thing is he told me he knew before anybody knew about me having the spiritual awakening. He already knew, and he told me he knew. That's why he had came to this exact location where I was, because he knew I was gonna have my spiritual awakening, and he got there like a week before I had my spiritual awakening. And after I had it, he wanted to hang out, so we hung out, and he was like my friend around that time. But then after that, I never talked to him again. But that whole situation was the scariest. He even knew that I had a spiritual awakening, and he asked me about everybody who was there during the spiritual awakening, and that's what blew my mind. And it was scary, but I'm not scared of anything.
Can you do miracles? Have you?
That's a beautiful question. Can I do miracles? Yes, I can. I absolutely can, and I have done many. What's the biggest one that I've done? I think the biggest one is the one where this kid he was in a vegetable state, and he was missing a part of his brain, and he's been like that for 3 to 4 years. I believe it's 4 years, and he was not getting better. He's been in a vegetable state for 4 years, and then I showed up, and I healed him, and I brought him back. I think that's the biggest miracle that I've done. I've done a lot of other ones, but I think that's the biggest one that I've done, and that's the one that I hold the closest to me, because it was an eye opener to what I am capable of doing as well. For
I see that you have the Virgin Mary behind you. Have you seen her?
Have I seen the Virgin Mary? I know you guys see that I have her here and in my background. Yes, I have. I have seen her, and to tell you the truth, she helps me heal females. Whenever I need to heal a female from something, a woman, she helps me heal women, and that's why I have her behind me and I have her here. So yeah, I have seen her, but she also helps me as well.
Did you learn from books, or how did you learn?
Did I learn from books? No, I did not learn from books. Let me first say that there's nothing wrong with learning from books. I know a lot of spiritual practitioners, witches, and practitioners like to learn from books. Spiritual practitioners like to learn from books. There's nothing wrong with that. But I did not learn from books. I didn't study any books. I didn't study anything. Actually, when I first learned to heal people, I was taught by an angel, and that's how I learned how to heal people. And then from then on, I learned more and more and more stuff from the other side. It's honestly how it happened for me. So everything I know comes from the other side, not from books.
And can you tell us, what can you do?
That's a good question. That's a good question. And I am willing to answer it. What is it that I can do? In a certain way. In a certain way, I'll answer it. I can do everything. I really can. I can do everything that you can imagine, to tell you the truth. My only limit is God. If God says I can't, then I cannot change his mind, and I cannot push past that. But I can do everything. I can do, honestly, everything the candles can do without having to light any candles as well. And yes, I do work with candles still, but I can do everything the candles can do without having to light them. I hope you guys truly appreciate this and like this little documentary Q&A that I made. I really wanted to talk a little bit more about myself. I wish somebody would invite me to an interview, because there is so much that I could talk about. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you have any new questions that I did not answer or that you're wondering about, leave them in this video or leave them in all my Q&A videos, and I'll see if I can make a second part to this Q&A. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it.
Why do you believe that you're on Earth now?
Why am I on Earth now? I truly am barely starting to realize as to why I'm on Earth now, because it doesn't make sense. And I said it last year too. I said it last year. It doesn't make sense. Why are they giving me so much spiritual knowledge? Why are they giving me so much spiritual power? Is like in a way that, like, it seems like the world is going to end. And that's what doesn't make sense. But I've come to the realization that I'm honestly here on Earth not only to help people, but to combat everything that's wanting to happen, and to also combat all the bad in the world. Because I do step in. There's been a lot of times where I stepped in a lot of different times since I discovered who I was, in a lot of different ways. And I can even remove earthquakes, to tell you the truth. And that's what I mean by I stepped in.
Is there more people like you?
That's a complicated question. Is there anyone else like me? The answer is 100% no. Are there other people with spiritual gifts that are very special? Yes. But no one else can be like me. As a matter of fact, the only one that can be like me is my rival, which is the devil, which is very complicated to explain in regards of that. Um, but but no, I'm the only one. There is no one else like me. But there are people with very special spiritual gifts. I will say that.
Is there a reason why you're so humble?
Why am I so humble? I'm actually obligated to stay humble. I'm obligated to be humble. I'm obligated. Like, if you ask me, do you charge for your work? I do charge, but I do tend to gift away a lot of stuff. Whether you're on my live, whether you're doing a reading with me that I gifted you something, I give away a lot, but I also do charge as well. But in regards of being humble, I have to stay humble. No matter how much spiritual power I receive, no matter how much spiritual knowledge I receive, because there's an infinite amount of spiritual knowledge. There's beings that are also known as gods that were not left in any history book, were not left in any sort of mythical story, were not left in any sort of mythology, nothing. They don't even come up online if you search them, that exist and that nobody knows in the world, and I do know them. And this is the thing, there's so much that is not written in books, and even though I have a lot of that knowledge, I have to stay humble no matter what. I'm obligated. That's why I'm how I am. That's why I don't talk aggressive like every other spiritual person, and I believe that I'm like the SHIT. I will always just be me, and I will always be humble.
What do you have left to learn?
What's left for me to learn is my value, to show people my value, and for people to respect me. A lot of people want to call me a charlatan, but I'm more real than what people believe I am, and they just don't pay attention to me. They don't look at me. If you pay attention to me, you'll see how special I am. But if we're talking about like knowledge wise, spiritual wise, my spiritual practice is infinite. So there's never going to be an end to my knowledge. There's things that were never written, beings that are known as gods that were never written in books and mythologies and in history and nothing, that people don't even know about. And they still exist. And I do know them. And in terms of my practice, it's infinite. It's never gonna end.